Hi, everybody. Um, I'm trying to record a Paradise Story upgrade for Dummies. For anyone interested in that universal treasure that's now being offered to anyone, free of charge, no strings attached, which is an upgrade in intelligence, an upgrade in consciousness. All the work's been done for us already. You just have to kind of go through and understand it enough to become consciously aware of it and consciously decide, hey, I want to start using that. It's just that simple. That's what we're going to try to do here today for anyone interested in basically just using Paradise Story, not having to go through all the details under the hood to understand the technologies, unless you're interested. There's plenty of that already out there recorded on my YouTube and all over the place throughout my website and social media. So, knock yourself out. This is the opposite of that. We're going to try to turn it into like a new technology, like a cell phone, and I'm going to show you how to use it, okay? So I'm going to walk you through some slides. First of all, I'm going to tell you, this Paradise Story is an alternate reality, which means it can coexist right alongside everything around us. I've been in that alternate reality for about a year, and I tell you, I live each day in magical, inspirational, blissful chill, just going with the flow. Doesn't even feel like I'm working. Everything I'm doing is just following my dreams in service to the greater good, beginning with myself. So everybody wins. And all of it is pretty much using the mind instead of consuming a bunch of stuff out there and hurting Mother Earth and our communities with a bunch of overconsumption of a bunch of things that aren't good for us in so many ways. Anyways, back to it. So this alternate reality is just one of many, including the one we're all currently experiencing in 2021, or what we call 2021. That's an alternate reality as well. All of this stuff basically becomes like a lens, so you can now see it as such and become consciously aware so that you can consciously decide, hey, I'm going to move into this other alternate reality because I enjoy it a lot more. That's what Paradise Story is all about. Okay, so we're going to take you through that. It's the opposite of our current story by design. Look at it as a benevolent inoculation, but not of a bacterial kind or viral kind, but of an intelligence kind, of a consciousness kind, a story that's been layered on to us so that we would naturally, using our free will, but that's manipulated by stories around us that, the stories control our responses. So that story, we use that free will and we discover a higher story that then we can come down from and diagnose and engineer solutions out of our current suffering. That's what all this is about. That's what the dystopian 2021 is about. It's to usher in this new age of a higher story consciousness, which we call universal Paradise Story computing consciousness. Yes, you heard that right. A universal Paradise Story computer that we all live in and we make up. So that's what this alternate reality is all about, and I totally recommend this. I've been living in it. It's kind on the planet, it's kind on our bodies, it's healing, it's powerful, it's producing this incredible, delicious daily experience that I want everyone to be able to enjoy if they so wish. To understand paradise, universal Paradise Story computing, you just have to kind of step back and see it as an evolution of our consciousness, from basically discovering fire, chemical elements, electromagnetism, computing itself. You can't discover a universal computer if you haven't yet discovered a computer. So the time is right now for this discovery. So that's nothing but what it is. It's just this evolution of technology into our self-awareness of our universal Paradise Story computing selves. And as soon as we discover the force of computing, which is basically what all this fits into, immediately we can observe the natural force of that triangulation of the greatest progress for the greatest colony at the least cost, playing itself out over and over again in increasing layers, producing our cosmos and producing this very video. So that's really what this is all about. So now, should be enough for most of us to go, hey, I want that. Tell me where to get started. We get started right here. Watch. Think about this. Now that we know that we're eternal, we're living within that paradise story computer, and that we use this hydrogen fountain body that fountains through a periodic table, through the galaxy, and through the solar system, through us, and producing this daily experience. We become aware of it, and we now can relax and chillax, enjoy this experience, know that we're here every day eternally. What do we do now with this new understanding? Well, I'll share with you what using LTHS UOS 2.0 has done for me, and it works beautifully. Well, first of all, I've learned to surrender daily to living my daily paradise life. Like, I ask myself a question: could I live this day eternally? And the answer is yes. And if the answer is no, I tune. Okay, well, let's figure out how I can change that so that this daily life is so delicious that I would live it eternally. The hint here, the secret is in less. The secret is in chilling. The secret is in relaxing, enjoying conversations and time with yourself and your friends, and sleeping in, and these sorts of things. All the things that the current story we're in has told us is bad for us. But look at the state of our planet. It's observable that that advice was wrong. This is the new alternate reality for us all. Yum, yum. Next, me personally, I mean, some folks might choose to take that information and just now chill with it. You know, just enjoy, sip the margaritas on the beach, toes in the sand. Me, I choose to become a master programmer of that new universal computer that I've just become aware of, and use that information to design the most beautiful possible expanding daily experience for myself and anyone else that would like to do it. So that's the daily life that I've chosen for myself, my form of chillaxing, my form of just following my daily dreams and my daily urges. And I go to sleep when I'm sleepy, and I wake up when I wake up. And I love my coffee and my bowl of sativa and my music and this work. And I love to serve my community. I love to serve seniors. And I love to ski. And I love to travel and make connections with other cultures. And I love wonderful conversations with wonderful close contacts. It's kind of like a Burning Man, but every day. The whole world is my Burning Man, beginning right here with me. And then with that, I choose to live in the now, right now, understanding my eternal nature, understanding my paradise story, observing miracles, incredible miracles. You guys in the 2021 world, you guys would just call this good luck or interesting coincidences. Too bad for you, because that doesn't produce a great buzz. Because in my world, that's an observable miracle, baby. It is just confirming that everything that I'm believing that is so unbelievably true and unbelievable, treasure of treasures, it's true, and I'm living it. And here are the miracles to prove it. That produces a buzz like you've never seen before. Not even better than a Harry Potter buzz, because there's all this negativity in Harry Potter. All that negativity's on the other side of this wall. I'm in a new Markov blanket. I'm in a new world where it self-corrects. Any negativity immediately is in correction story. You can't get into paradise story when you're in correction story. It's binary, by design. Beautiful, perfect design, actually. So, you know, here's a couple slides I'm going to show you. Don't worry too much about it. But this is the technology, the architecture, under the hood of all of this that we've talked about. And just know this. This chart shows how we live in an eternal hydrogen fountain. What we call hydrogen, what we call helium, what we call lithium, those are all very old, antiquated names that need updating, because those were given randomly at a time we weren't aware of our natural unified computing selves. And they do us disservice right now. I'm sorry to say, all due respect to all the founders of them and all the naming of it and the organization of the periodic table, all due respect. But a new net must be, a new surface needs to be painted that captures the universal continuity of that first proton and electron, then spinning us off into neutrons and adding and increasing themselves in configurations of the same generic proton, neutron, electron configurations into beautiful, miraculous elements and molecules, and increasing organization, increasing complexity, producing the human body, producing the ability to have this very conversation of self-discovery, self-awareness of the nature of our universal computing selves. What it all means is that we're three parts. We're software, CPU, and the state of those things together, which produces the physical cosmos and everything in it. And all the imaginary world, all the stories, everything. It can be produced through this tuple that Alan Turing was gifted enough to present to us back in the early part of the 20th century. So anyways, one more slide, showing the organization of planets as planetary molecular bodies in orbit around a hydrogen fountain. That's the solar or the star computer, if you will. So, again, it's just basically the takeaway of that is that we live in a friggin' universal layered harmonic paradise computer. Isn't that cool? That's transformative. So what are all the benefits? Look at all the benefits, man. Expanding consciousness produces expanding positivity, progress, harmony, peace, abundance, bliss, health, kindness, magic. While reducing disharmony, pollution, costs, lack, suffering, illness, violence, abuse, mental disorders. Who loses? Nobody loses in this. So I propose we get this thing going online first and then in each local community through hosts that can help us spread this word. Thank you so much for this. Have a magical day.